Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So we are in the Red Bull. We're 4-2. Kind of getting land kind of hosed. We beat Bant Control. We beat Sultai. We beat a lot of the decks, so we're going to go ahead and let me see what's going on here for a second. Alright. So we're going to play first. Alright. So we got Bone Crusher, Robber of the Rich. So we are live. If you're watching this after it's done live, well, there you go. Right, so we'll drop that in. Cauldron Familiar. This kind of gets into like the little spicy area of do you kill it? Because of the Witch's Oven, because they'll have to sacrifice another creature. So we'll kind of slay that. Alright, so probably Rakdos sacrifice, I would imagine. If I had to put my guess onto this. Alright, so let's see, let's drop a land here. Boy, there's a lot of things we could kill. But, yeah, let's shoot that. Right. Does all that. We're in Robber Richmond. Take a land out of there. Now, if we top deck Embercleave, that would be good. Questing Beast would be good. Domri's Ambush would be good in this spot. Yeah. He drops that Mayhem Devil. Yep. Then we get the Reclamation. Yep, we're really going to push it out with Edgewall Keeper. So, like, we could have easily been, if I'm objective, 5-1. I can make an argument we could 6-1. So, this is a tough one here. Because you can make a case for heroic intervention. You know, versus their claim the firstborn. I mean, a shifting Ceratops is usually boarded out, but it does get trample. So let me see here. Okay. All right, so this is like one of those finicky ones where it's like I mean, board in heroic intervention. Maybe like 2 of those. And still keep in 3 Domries. You know what I mean? We can also do Grafdigger's Cage. Or just play a really aggressive board. So we're just going to play the little aggressive board here. Oh, this is horrible. We're going to have to put that land at the bottom. Not the best hand, but it's still got that sniper hand to it. Okay, so we have this right here. Okay, Arcane Fiend's Vessel. So he doesn't have Lyris as his companion. Okay, no Lyris. So possibly the Dweller card, or they like bring something back from the graveyard, and it gets we could do... Shoot. Let's do that. Yep. Shots. Snipe that. We're bringing Robert Rich. Rip the card off. It's a land. He gets a land anyway. Gains that life. Another piece of Forgotten Gods. Gains out Gutterbone. And piece that up. Okay, we're not. I mean, we can go into an Embercleave here pretty soon. This is where, like, you want heroic intervention at, because you really don't want them, you know what I mean? I'm first one, that's exactly what I meant. Intervention kind of saved you. I'm at 2. We're going to go into a game 3. Yeah, I'm at 2. So there's no mathematical way that I can even perceive that. I mean, he's got to play, like, horrible for us. See, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to play this. Have it go in the graveyard and play that one Dweller card, where if you bring it back into play, you bring a card back in from your graveyard with a death touch counter or something on it. I mean, I get what he's trying to do. See, that blocks you, that cuts you off from a lot. And anybody can make a solid argument for anything on this board. Grafdigger's Cage. You know, it's like one of those things. It's just kind of like, well, but I think heroic intervention. I mean, we can just get evil and just go red cap melee, red cap melee. So I'm going to take out an embercleave. Let me see here. One Domri's Ambush. Actually, let me put back in a Domri's Ambush. I think you just hit them at all levels, and that's what you try to do. Ouch. Okay, I guess we were destined not to get that. I guess we were destined for this mana base. Shuffle's like, no. No, you read that right. You're in. Actually, Embercleave would be an awesome card right now. Domri's Ambush would be an awesome card right now. see what he did there. But if we take 6 and we get like embercleave, so shifting Ceratops, questing beast. Domri's ambush. Embercleave at the wrong time. Oh, he blocked it. Get. Gonna draw a card, take 2, down to 3. Which is up in. See how we don't play with, we just play aggressive with this first Rakdos. So we beat Bant, Sultai, Mono Black, Rakdos. We're 5-2. Hey, Gurus. How you been? Gurus, we could easily be 7-0. The mana. We could easily be 7-0. 6-1. If I'm completely objective. Completely. We're 5-2. We beat Mono Black with 3 mana. It's like, it was bad. Simic Flash we faced, and we got flooded. We had 9 mana to their 5. When you get more mana than Simic Flash, who has like 26, 27 land with growth spirals, like we just got flooded, and then it was just a bunch of 3-landers, and I mean, as soon as I seen Mono Black, I thought about last night. I was talking about Mono Black last night as being one of our worst matchups. I'm like, if they get that Registrar, they get the Dominic, they get the Embrace, it's just going to suck. And then sure enough, coming off my first loss, I'm like, oh gosh, this will be the end of the tournament if we lose. We can't, go 1-2. You can't. So it's like, This is going to be fast. And somehow with 3 land, it just... We pulled it off. Oh, man. Oh, then we had the server crash. We had the server crash. If you can look on my Twitch videos, and if there's a video that lasts like a couple minutes, you'll see that like, whoop. It's been one of those days. It's just like... I don't know. If we win out, so we'll play in the final round. We're 5-2. There's a slight chance going 6-2. It really depends on where that Simic Flash player, where they end up in the rankings. So let's just say they started off, say, 2-0, but they like went like 3-3. Okay, well that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt us big time. Now, if that player, let's say that Simic Flash player, goes on to like be 6-2 or something like that, then that helps us. So, and vice versa, we help them, right? So it's kind of like, I hate to say it, once you lose versus somebody, you kind of want to root for them in a weird type of way if you get stuck in a position like this. Kind of. In this weird, awkward situation, yeah. Kind of. Like, so, if they do really well, then that loss doesn't count. Like, so if you have, like, say, I'm just gonna make this up. There's only, like say, maybe, like, 10 slots for a 6-2 finish. Right? Like, let's say there's, like, 10 slots for 6-2. And you got 20 6-2 players, right? But there's only 10 slots. Well, then you have to look at and go, well, everybody's 6-2, right? There's 20 players that are 6-2, and there's 10 slots. Now, I'm just making this up. So then you'd say, okay, well, what is the weight of the loss, right? Where's the weight? So you kind of, we're at 5-2. So it's kind of like if we would have won one match. Like mono green, we lost the mono green, and it's only because we had 3 mana the entire game. When mono green beats you in mana, that's never a good sign. When mono black beats you in mana, that's never a good sign. We beat mono black, but we could, like, I had quested. So here's what I had in my hand. It's ridiculous, but here's what I had in my hand. I had Questing Beast in my hand. Yeah, if you go 7-0, you're pretty much guaranteed to go on. I mean, actually, you will. You will. But the one mono green, you can see the matchup, but we had Questing Beast in our hand. Right? And we had Domri's Ambush and Ram Through right in our hand. So all we had to do is drop Questing Beast. I mean, they were down to, I believe, like 2 cards, like 1 or 2 cards in their hand. But we only had 3 mana. We only had 3 mana the entire game. And I'm sitting there like, okay, Questing Beast, and then we can just kill everything. Because Questing Beast has, it's got Death Touch. I'm like, okay, all we need to do is get we have Questing Beast in our hand. All we need is a land. We draw a card, get nothing. Pass our turn. Same thing. We had to pass our turn. Well, you can't pass your turn to mono green, twice without doing anything. But yeah, we had Domri's Ambush and Ram Through just sitting right in our hand, and it's just like that should have been not an easy win, but that should have been a win. So that sucks. Had we won that match, we would be 6-1, and I would just draw. And we'd get in, because I'd be sick. I go 6-1-1. You know what I mean? That's another way to kind of get in with 6 wins. You go 6-1-1, and you kind of slide in there, and that's what hurts 6-2 players. See, that's why there's not much room for 6-2 players, because people that are 6-1, they're probably gonna try to draw with each other to go 6-1-1. So that's why during the Red Bull, one of the announcers actually did a really good job. He basically was stating, let me see if there's any updates or anything. He stated, because there's a pro player, I won't say who they are, but they made it inside the top, we'll just say the top 32, all right? And the announcer goes, I just have to say something. He goes, the one player that's playing in this match went 8-0. They went 8-0. And the other announcer kind of cut him off and was like, well, wait a minute, both players still got in. He's like, yeah, but you have to understand, he's like, the other player drew, the pro player drew. That's how he got in. This person went 8-0. Like, they played every single match. They didn't draw. They could have went 7-0-1 and still got in, but they decided to go 8-0. They're like, F it. I want to be one of the highest ranked guys coming in to the very next day, because the higher you're ranked, the lesser your competition on the next day on the next round, and you get to choose if you go first or second. So there's a big advantage if you know that because if you're 7, and that's risky to do something like that. So the commentator got cut off, right? And he was telling people, like, this player went 8-0. Yeah, the pro player, like the player that's a known pro, he's in the match, like, he got in, but the guy that he's playing against went 8-0. So we're kind of in a really weird area. Like, 5-2 is like, man, you did really good, but so it's that, like, how it's like, yeah, but yeah, if it wasn't for mana, I won't say we'll be undefeated, because I won't be like that, but we'd be 6-1. We definitely would have won versus the mono green for sure. Because there's no way with 2 cards in their hand, they're pretty much spent. With Questing Beast, Domri's Ambush, and Ram Through, yeah, you just kill every creature that comes on the board. Keep on swinging with this, and then embercleave. I mean, and that's all you have to do. But that's been the story of that's kind of been my story of the tournament so far. But with that being said, another strong performance by Gruul. You know, this is a decent performance. And with Rakdos, I think you just play the heroic intervention. You know, you cut that claim the firstborn right off. Like, they'll try to snatch it, and you're like, nope. But you still need to leave Domri's ambush in there to get rid of their creatures. Their Mayhem Devils, their Priests of Forgotten Gods. Whatever other bull crap they're trying to put in there. But yeah, you look at our first match versus Bant Control. We won 2-0. It was just like... But that game, we won 2-0 in that match. That was our first match. But they got Euro Titan in the second match. I think it might be the fastest Euro Titan I've seen hit the battlefield. If you rewatch that. I think they got it on the battlefield turn 4 or turn 5. Like, escaped it. I mean, they were like, I forget what they do, like Growth Spiral, Fabled Passage, like, it was just something nuts. Unfortunately for them, at that time, I think we had Robber of the Rich, Shifting Ceratops with Embercleave. So we had Robber and Shifting Ceratops. They dropped that down, and then boom, we just have Embercleave with Shifting Ceratops. And of course, Euro Titan can't block this. And by that time, you know, we've already dealt damage with Robber the Rich. We've already, like, pinged them. So... But yeah, so that's kind of been the little story of everything. There's only 304 players left, so it started off with 1,092. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, we have a slim chance. I would say those lands. That's why my last video, I said I might turn the mic off. Yeah, it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know how mono black. Does this make mono black and mono green can get, like, it made them look like they were like a ramp deck. I'm sitting there going, I even made that joke. I was like, I can't play with my deck. One game, the game that we won versus Sultai Control, he literally did an extinction event to kill our Paradise Druid. Because we were that bad on mana. He elected to kill our Paradise Druid instead of... What do we have on the board? I think we had like a Lovestruck Beast or a Bone Crusher Giant. And he elected to extinction event our Paradise Druid because we were that bad on mana. That bad. We had no red mana. It was all green. It was all green mana. Freaking weird. I was like, then we finally got a red mana, and then he casualties a ward. He destroyed it. Like, oh god. Then he extinction event. It's just like, it's like you're who. Well, you know it does though. Paradise Druid. But we have 24 lands and 3 Paradise Druids, and I just can't grasp my head around it. But I'm like, you'll never see somebody, you know things are bad when somebody extinction events a Paradise Druid. Like, they tap 4 mana and board wipe your Paradise Druid. But we still won the matchup because shifting Ceratops. I don't know if we had questing beasts in that match. We probably did. Yeah, Keld. Yeah. Keld's he's not bad, but he's a little too slow in this format. But yeah, everybody in the tournament, you know, they've played really well. So yep. Yeah, I would just have fun with your deck. I mean, like, it's I mean, I've yeah, I mean, I've played versus so many people. I mean, it's I don't know. I play versus a lot of people. And it's not like a mistake free either. Boink. So at the last tournament, my opponent wanted they were asking to split. I just did the math, and I'm like, I don't think it's mathematically feasible for either of us, because we were both was it like 5 and yeah, we're both 5 and 2, and I said I don't think it's mathematically feasible. So we just agreed to play the match out. But we have so much downtime because we play with the deck that we play with. We have so much downtime. Yeah, so there's 304 players left entering this round. We won this round. So we'll go on to the final, we'll make it to the final round of today. And where everything falls is where everything falls. So. Your Twitch froze. Yeah, it happens. But, yep. So, yeah. Well, the server on this went on me. And luckily I wasn't in a game, because that would have sucked. You take an L because of what guy? Oops. You mean last night? Oh yeah, yep. In fact, I actually saw the person in the chat. They're helping me out with certain stuff. Yep. Because they're playing in this too, so. Yep. So, I don't know. No. 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 Don't want to do that. Yep. But yeah, that's I don't know. So we'll see how we have to do. We beat the control decks. So I think all right. So people are just trying to do the math here. we're kind of like a I don't know if you watch football, but we're kind of like a football team that's like
Announcement received.
like 10-5.
Round timer ended.
And if you win the last game in the season and another team loses or something like that, you get in. But if you don't, then it doesn't happen. It's kind of like that. If that makes sense. Let's see here. Here we go. So we're kind of in a position where we need people to play. But we'll see. Blink. Let's see. So but at least the Sultai player is rooting for us. The one that we beat. I think like Gruul's like a little underdog. Well, it is. Considering out of 2,060 players, only 31 played Gruul in the last tournament. So that's only like 1.5% of the field was a Gruul. But Gruul does pretty well versus control decks, so... Or our Gruul does, but I can't speak for anything else. So... jump start. But I will be right back. But oh yeah, if you check out, like I said, there's a video that lasts like a couple minutes, and you see we're trying to like I was trying to go live and the server just crashes. I was like, yep, But anyway, we'll see how we do. Be right back. Boink. Okay. Let me see something for a second. All right. Well, we're going into the final round. Probably a couple minutes. We just have to wait a while because we're playing, we play with Gruul, so. You have to wait for like the Bant versus Bants and Temurs versus Temurs. Sultai control versus Sultai control. Well, whoa. Well, our projected win rate's 63.9%. Wait. Let's see. Well, we're not gonna be able to draw. That's for sure. So. And here we are. Oh wow, that's disgusting. Okay. Holy crap. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah. Wow. All right. Well, we'll have to see. Do. Let's see. Well, anyway, so I was just looking at some things. That's all. All right, so we're just waiting. We're gonna be in the final round. So it looks like we'll need a win and a little bit of help. Oh, if it wasn't for mana, we could be 7-0 or 6-1. We'll just say 6-1. All right. Now, as I was saying earlier, like you'll see a deck like Mardu. This is not the deck that we're playing, but you'll see a deck like Mardu. I don't know if that game volume's too low, but you see a deck like this and wonder why you don't see this like represented, right? 33 creatures, 1.7 is their average. You can't get faster than this. Well,
Announcement received.
all the board wipes, right? This deck can't survive board wipes. Like, there's one match you'll see where we played where we got extinction evented once, extinction evented twice, and we still were able to pull out a win. I think Gruul's the only creature deck that can do that because of all the hasters we have. And by the way, I think... Okay, there's nothing in the apartment. Okay, let me see something for a second. I know this is the boring part, but... You know... Okay. So... all they're doing is that they're just trying to sort everything out. So we're just casually just waiting for that. I'll just say this. I think Gruul might be the least played known deck. But we'll try.
New pairing received.
Right. Well, let me put up the Keld. For good luck. I'm not disappearing. I'm just trying to get the pairings all set up. I'm not disappearing.
Announcement received.
Okay, so... Alright. Oh, no. We're rated higher than the player that we're playing. So even if we win...
Announcement received.
All right. All right. I know this is the boring part for people, but it's what happens when you play fast decks. I'm not gonna say anything what anybody's ranked or anything like that. So here we are, final round. Again, I know this is a boring part for a lot of people, but it'll just be about a minute. So far we're 5-2. There's 210 players left. So at 1,092 we made it the top 210, but yeah, we're gonna need a win and a little prayer. Like I said, if we didn't get mana hosed, we could easily be undefeated, or I'll just say 1 loss. I won't be one of those people that go, we'd be undefeated. But all right. Well, and everybody's going to watch the rankings.
Round timer started.
That's what's happening right now. So sorry about that. But everybody's going to be trying to strike like draw deals and stuff like that. Makes sense. Whoa. All right. Well.
Announcement received.
Right. Okay, let's just do it. Just be a second. Okay. All right, well. Second. All right, here we go. All right, there's our final match. Okay. We'll keep it. Alright. Shoot out of our Drug Beast. Well, lucky Clover. No wonder we got paired against each other. The two decks that... Alright, the two unfavorables. Yep. And maybe, you know, I should have done the Paradise Druid first, right? To go into Questing Beast and shifting Ceratops faster. Let me guess, Brazen Borrower. piece on
itself.
the board earlier.
The land shall conquer you. Cease this aggression.
Phase for another escape from 12 wilds. Yep, definitely should have got this questing piece on the board earlier.
Behold, nature's true power.
Yeah, we don't have too many outs here. We're kind of gonna need embercleave. He's got Nisa. I don't know. Kind of need embercleave. Okay, so he can get us down to 9. Understand he can get Bone Crusher Giant. And yeah, there you go. I like Temur Clover. Yep, flaying.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Yeah, so all really has to happen right here. We block that, we'll take 6, and then he just flames creatures. And we're dead. All he has to do is flame. Yep, there. Now versus this deck, we don't have too much firepower. Versus Temur. I mean, we do have Heroic Intervention. Permission control have gain hex proof. Do have that. We do have Collision Colossus. So we don't play Temur Clover that much. So there's not really a board that I have for them. I mean, he's running Nisa, so Domri's pretty good. But I think Heroic Intervention is going to be the key there. Yep. That's my board. All right. We're gonna have to run with it. It's not pretty. He's gonna mulligan down. I've always said with this deck, you have to get Edgewell Innkeeper or Lucky Clover. You have to. Yeah, he mulliganed down. So let's just do this. The battle of the 1/1s. Alright. So mana's been a thing. Yep, and there it goes. Yep. I can't play with the deck. Yep, that's how all of our losses have happened. Just like this. Every single game.
Announcement received.
Every single loss has happened this way. Yeah, with 24 land in the deck and 3 Paradise Druids, I can't really do any much more. Nope.
Strange and magnificent words. The land shall conquer you.
Yeah, it's land. We value land here. Yep, smart move. Okay, so if we do this, he'll take 6. If we do this, he'll take 8. Back like that, right? Got 1 life. Just imagine if we got that land. You see what I'm talking about with this deck? Right. He's got Disdainful Stroke, Fae, Storm's Wrath. Gate.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Yeah, that's our only play. Here comes the awkward part. I could next turn move this over to here, but he's gonna have enough blockers. He's just gonna block that with that. Nope. We're bone pressure away from now winning the game. So Domri's ambush, that's a good one.
My elemental friend. Disdainful strokes out of there. One left. Final round. Eternal.
Yeah, that missing a land drop really hurt. Indestructible. Okay, Robber's not the card that we want. See, all these have indestructible. So normally you just move embercleave over to here. He's sitting on negate, so Bone Crusher Giant is going to help. Good. So six, seven, 8. Plus he can drop any one of these. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be game. And the reason why, guys, I didn't stall out the game by dropping this or dropping that, because he's got a negate in his hand. I can't, like, you know, make the game go any longer with a Bone Crusher Giant. Yep. So just yeah, I'll just fling the Brazen Borrower. Yep. So alright, so we finished 5 and 3. Let's see here. All right, give me 1 second here. So we finished 5 and 3. Okay. All right, so that was the final match. All right, so basically, let's kind of talk about that. So missing that land drop was huge, because we would have had the game. But that being said, that's how we lost all 3 of our matches, kind of like that, stuck on mana. That being said, we are running 24 land with 3 Paradise Druids, so you can't really change that. What I would take away from everything was that that's just how we lost our 3 matches. and was through land. So I'm not gonna be one of those people that say we could have been undefeated. We could have been, but I'd probably say this deck easily, in all fairness, should have been a 6-1-1 deck. 6-1, and then you draw. So that being said, the deck, out of 1,092 people, we finish a rank 107. So or I mean 104 is our rank. So some people that we beat got farther. So what I'm trying to say is this is not that bad of a performance by Gruul. But we beat Mono Black with that whole. That's probably, I'd say, one of our worst matchups with that Redishar. So they go turn 3, 7-6. And then turn 4. Really good combo, by the way. They'll do this. Demonic Embrace. Enchant creature gets +3/+1, has flying, and is a demon in addition to its other types. And then you can cast it from your graveyard if you pay 3 life and discard a card. So, you have a turn 4 10/7 flyer. Pretty hard to stop. We beat that with 3 lands. And really the stud is Domri's Ambush and Robber the Rich. We beat every control match. We beat Bant control, Sultai control, yeah, we played another control deck. So we beat Rakdos, Sacrifice. So there's some pluses to take with it. And then there's some minuses to take from it as well. So, yep. We didn't see too many nightpack ambushers. That's the red cap melee. Deals 4 damage to target creature at instant speed. We didn't really make use of this too much. Grafdigger versus Rakdos, we didn't really utilize to beat them. We just straight up just played like heroic intervention to stop them from claim the firstborn. And then just kill the creatures with Domri's Ambush and Bone Crushers. So instead of playing real defensive with Grafdigger, we play really offensive versus Rakdos. So, but I think the biggest loss was the green deck versus mono green, where we easily could have beat them, but we only had 3 land the entire game. But we had Questing Beast, Domri's Ambush, and Ram Through. So basically you just kill any one of their creatures, and they were down to like 1 or 2 cards in their hand, so they didn't have much left. So this deck, what it did with the mana base that we had, I don't think I can't. I mean, it's impressive what we did with what we were dealt with. I don't know how many people can pull off too many 3 land wins, but I don't know why we keep on, like, we have 24 lands in the deck. That's 40% of your deck with 3 paired. I can't, mathematically there's no reason. So I'm a little upset with a loss here and there that could have really changed it. I'm a little upset with the that part. But other than that, if you eliminate that out of the equation, this deck's easily, I think, could have won 6-1. And then kind of drew. So I think those are the little takeaways. But these are the little, you know. So that's what it is. So I would say I'm more impressed with the deck, and I was less impressed with the shuffling quality. But I can't imagine playing any other deck and surviving what we've done with the 3 lands or whatever. But that being said, I enjoyed playing versus the Temur Clover deck. I like seeing two like kind of like underdogs going at it with each other. So that's kind of the takeaway. You know, we got to the final round, so yep. I think that's the final takeaway from all that. So, on the other side of this, I don't think me or my opponent will advance. But we both made it to the final round, but we won't advance. So, that being said, not bad. So, our wins... 2-0 versus Bant. We just... When this deck can hit its land, which it should, there's 24 in the deck and 3 Paradise Druids, but when it can, when it doesn't get hosed... like if you watch the first match we played Bant, we pretty much just beat the bricks off them, you know, 2-0. And they had one of the fastest Euro Titans I've ever seen. If you go to the beginning of those matches, they had Euro Titan escaped. Was it like turn 4 or 5? They had it out. Now, we beat them down with Robber just a little bit, and then fortunately we had shifting Ceratops, and then we were able to embercleave the shifting Ceratops, and of course it's got protection from blue, they can't block it, and we did enough little jabs with Robber. So it was pretty much lethal. So we beat Bant straight up. Bant, you know, Bant control, Bant ramp. Sultai, we beat them. All the control decks we beat. We beat every control deck. Every ramp deck we beat. And we beat Rakdos. But, like I said, we lost to mono green. That was just more of a land thing. We only had 3 land, so we could have won. We also beat mono black, but I'm trying to think what was the loss. We lost to, oh yeah, Temur Clover, as you just saw. So I think those are the takeaways. If I had to redo a sideboard for the meta that we currently seen, would probably take out Grafdigger. When you can cut their little claim the firstborn off, you know, where they snatch they get control of your creature. When you stop that with heroic intervention, that just messes that. You have to understand, Rakdos plays like 22 land, maybe 23 tops. So them, you know, they're pretty reliant on Claim the Firstborn. You don't realize how reliant they are until you stop it. And you know, their Cauldron Familiar, you know, we just trample right over it. Questing Beast just goes underneath it. And I think leaving the Domri's Ambushes in the deck to deal with their Mayhem Devils, their... So you know what I'm talking about. We'll just go... Oh, we'll go through it. This guy, Mayhem Devil. You've all seen this card. Yeah, I mean, to get rid of that, and then... Priest of Forgotten Gods. Right? So once you cut them off from those cards, I don't think the Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven is that relevant. Because it can't block Questing Beast. You can trample over them with Shifting Ceratops. You can trample over the Cauldron Familiar with this. You can Embercleave over it. I mean, it's just... So it sounds strange, but if I think the Grafdiggers can in this tournament could have been taken out. So I think that's the little takeaways. Ram through would have been a stud if we could have got our mana versus mono green. So I wouldn't change that. Heroic Intervention, I think's... I think it'll be played more when rotation hits. I think Heroic Intervention, because you got to think about Ether Gust goes. You lose Ether Gust, you lose a lot of... The blue loses Ether Gust, so I think Heroic Intervention kind of steps up for green big time. Collision Colossus. I didn't really play with this card, but the Temur versus that Temur deck, this could have been put in there because it gives the target creature +4/+2 and gains trample to end a turn. And on the collision part, deal 6 damage to target creature with flying. That kills Yorion. In most flying creatures, so you kind of get a 2-for-1 there. So, because what Rakdos is trying to do, they're trying to play with this Archfiend's Vessel. When it enters the battle, it's a 1/1 lifelink here, and you're like, okay, whatever. Be careful about killing this creature, because okay, so it enters the battlefield. If it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, exile it. If you do, create a 5/5 flying. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to have you kill this. I mean, they'll do everything possible for you to kill it. They'll attack with it when you have a questing beast. They'll try everything just to let it die. And here's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put this in their graveyard so they can do... Is it Dwell? Yeah, this. Return up to 2 target creature cards with total convert mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a death touch counter on either of them, then put a menace counter on either of them. So what they're trying to do is torque that into their graveyard. And we'll go back to what I typed in. So they're trying to throw that into the graveyard. And then get it out with here. They'll get a 5/5 flying death toucher with menace. And on top of that, or they can put the death touch counter on this, and then they can put the menace counter on this, and put the death touch counter on Mayhem Devil. So whenever they sacrifice a permanent, it deals 1 damage. But if this has death touch, it's gonna kill everything with that 1 damage. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying. That's what they're trying to do. And if you don't see that, it's easy to fall into a trap like that. It's easy just to go, oh, they're attacking with, they're blocking with. So, that's what they're trying to do. So the new Rakdos decks now, they're not so Witch's Oven and Cauldron Familiar dependent. Now they're more... Well, they have both going for them, right? They can still do the Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven, but I'd be more concerned about the Mayhem Devil and the combo that I just showed you. And so, to me, that's a lot more lethal. That's a lot more. And that's kind of my takeaway from the tournament. The tournament lasted 8.5 hours, so it was pretty long. But that's my takeaway. So, with that being said, I'm going to end the stream. For those that followed and watched, thank you very much. Those who subscribe, I recommend that you subscribe. On the flip side of everything, our Mythic rankings number 254 now. We slid down a tad. So, we made it to the final round. Beat all the control decks. But we came up 1 win shy. So that's the takeaway. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Until next video, have a good day. And I just want to congratulate all of the people that played into the final round. Also them to every opponent that I played. All good players. So, with that being said, feel free to follow, feel free to subscribe, and yeah. We'll be doing some box openings and stuff like that, some more gameplay, but I need to take a little bit of a nap. Anyway, guys and gals, see you at the next time.